Okay, we've got a Halloween battle on our hands here. H2O versus Halloween 2. Um, oh boy. This one is tough for me because neither movie's great. I think let me just say the problem that I have with H2O is that Michael Myers in that movie looks like garbage. I hate the way Michael Myers looks in that movie because he doesn't look like anything we've seen in the previous movies, like from his build to the mask. It just all seems off. I oh boy, but at the same time, I don't love Halloween 2 either. I think it's okay. It's a decent sequel. Um, oh boy, fuck. I'm just okay. I'm just gonna go with the sequel. Well, yeah.
To be honest, it sounds like you could have picked either one and been happy with it.
Well, I could have picked either one and be unhappy with it. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
And I have
More
nothing against
Halloween.
I have nothing against H2O, but it's also been a while since I've seen it. Oh, hey, I have actually seen Halloween, and so I'm not voting on this one.
Yeah. Okay. So I've seen both of these movies. I've only seen Halloween Ends once in theaters, and I know a lot of people hate that movie. I actually didn't mind it. I didn't mind the twists and the way they took that movie. I was fine with it. Uh, with that being said, I haven't, because I've only seen it once, and I still don't know quite how I feel about it. I'm just going to go with The Conjuring. So, James Wan, how can you hate anything that man does? I think he's a very talented director, and he tends to make really good movies. So, I'll roll with him, especially since he made Death Sentence, which is one of my favorite movies. So, there you go. All right. Two movies that we've seen pop up before, Christine
I'm
from
assuming
1983 and Plague of the Zombies from 1966.
I'd assume that you would abstain,
Uh,
or do you
well,
actually just assume you're just like 60s movie?
yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
with
it's actually worth mentioning that Chucky and I we might agree on a lot of things, but we also have somewhat of a different taste in movies. Like I watch a lot of classic movies, like from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, whereas Chucky doesn't seem as into them as I might be.
yeah, movies from the 60s are very touch and go for me. It's very rare that I enjoy movies from the 60s, and that's why I've picked Christine, because at least this is really less about the movies than it is about the decades. Um, so I would rather watch pretty much anything from the 80s over anything from the 60s. Now, there could be some rare exceptions, but I have a feeling that Plague of the Zombies is not going to affect that opinion. So,
So
yeah.
I'll just say that obviously the 80s is probably about the decade for horror. I do think, and I strongly believe that the 1960s is one of the most important decades for the horror genre. I actually wrote a paper about it back in my schooling days. Come at me.
I will come at you and on you.
I
Um,
just think I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not saying well, that's not the conversation. Huh? So.
yeah. So we've got Calvaire from 2004 against The Exorcist from 1973. Uh, the Exorcist classic movie. We watched Calvaire. Both of us did. I think it was a few months ago now. Uh, I don't mind that movie. It's not great, uh, and The Exorcist is. So I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I'll admit to being underwhelmed by Culver. I was sort of expecting something, which is probably not uncommon, but I was expecting something closer to high tension than what we got in that one. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my fault for going in with expectations, but yeah, I was just somewhat underwhelmed by it.
Perhaps if there's a scene in Calvert where there's a man giving some love to a pig, maybe if that scene went on a little longer or had some more close up angles, maybe Jiggy would have then picked Calvert. Am I right?
I feel like I'm not well known for my love of bestiality, but maybe I'm wrong. I
Okay.
can't think of what I've started to possibly lead to that. Oh well, I'm not voting on this one.
See, once again, this is my thing. Like movies from the '60s. Now, Night of the Living Dead, I don't mind it. I can watch it, but it's from the '60s, and I just don't love the '60s. So people are gonna hate me for it. I would go Halloween Ends. Uh, Now, here's one thing. I know there's like a colored version of Night of the Living Dead out there. I never bothered to watch the colored version. Maybe I should. Maybe the color is something that's going to make a difference to me. I don't know. Uh, but
And
yeah.
I'll say this is maybe with Chucky and I differ because I once accidentally watched the colorized version of It's a Wonderful Life, and I wanted to kill myself the next day because I realized, oh hey, I should have watched it in black and white. So yeah, rather than other movies in color, does it really impact? Like especially when it comes to sixties horror, like half of them are in black and white, half of them are in color. It's really fascinating, actually, but it doesn't really bother me any, which might make sense given that I watch a lot of 30s and 40s stuff.
Yeah. But see, the difference between you and me is that you enjoy movies from the '60s. I generally don't. So
Hey,
therefore the
some of them are
color might
terrible. Don't
make a
get me
difference
wrong.
for me. So yeah. All right. Let's do maybe three more, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sounds good. In before Jeepers Creepers. Oh, yeah.
What a
Okay,
guess.
I don't know how that was timed, but I saw it before I saw it, so come at me. I have not actually seen Annabelle, so I'm not voting on this one.
Yeah. I actually don't mind the Annabelle movie. I know it got quite a bit of hate when it first came out. There's a couple of scenes in it that I really enjoy, like a scene where there's like a bedroom invasion scene. There is like this jump scare halfway through the movie, which is kind of similar to that jump scare that you see in Shock, that Mario Bava movie, Shock. Um,
I've not actually seen that one.
okay, well, it's a fucking weird movie, but the best scene in that movie is that particular jump scare that I'm referencing, and they do a sort of something similar, not quite the same, but I wouldn't be surprised if they said it was influenced by the jump scare from that movie. But anywho, let's move on. Okay. I have not seen The Evil in Us, which is from 2016. And The Faculty is a pretty good movie. Not fantastic, but pretty good. I, I just get the feeling that The Faculty I would enjoy more than whatever The Evil in Us is. So I have no problems voting for The Faculty here.
I'll just say about the Evil in Us, it's sort of like zombie infection type thing. It's more infected than zombies, but it's pretty generic for most of it. I think the final 5 minutes are absolutely hilarious. And unfortunately, I really can't say much without getting into it. But I do think the final like 5-10 minutes it sort of recontextualizes a lot of things in the movie. I think it's hilarious and divisive and funny stuff. But most of the movie I think is pretty generic. Whereas the faculty, while I have my problems with it, it's fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good faces in there too. So
And we do have a big video discussion about The Faculty on our channel. So if you've got any interest in hearing us ramble on about that movie, go check it out. Now, we're coming up to the final head to head battle. So let's see if it's going to be a good one. Okay. Fucking Christine again. This is a pretty easy choice for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay! So, I mean, we've already talked about Christine. We haven't talked about Drag Me to Hell. I think Drag Me to Hell is actually a pretty good movie. Now, maybe I'm a little biased here because it's one of these movies that my daughter really got into as she was growing up. So I've seen it a lot. I've seen it a lot watching it with my daughter, and I guess you could say it's like one of those movies that we kind of bonded over in terms of horror. But I also think it's maybe throughout the movie it loses its edge here and there, but I really like the way the movie begins, and the way the movie ends is, whether you like the ending or not, I think it really stands out because it was kind of unexpected. I'm not so sure about the effects, but yeah, the way that movie ends was pretty surprising, and I'm sure for some people it really stuck with them. So I like Drag Me to Hell. It's not fantastic, but I like it.
Yeah, I'll say for my part that I've actually only seen Drag Me to Hell once, and that was when it came out in theaters. I think I would have been in high school at the time, and I went out to theaters to see it. Yeah, sounds right. And I just remember being somewhat underwhelmed. Like I would have been a teenager back then. I just remember being somewhat like, I just didn't see it as a big deal. To be honest, I don't remember a ton about the movie, so I'm not going to sit here and say bad things. But I just don't remember a lot about it. But like Chucky said, we talk about Christine. I just find Christine way too long. So I feel like Drag Me to Hell is probably more entertaining, I would assume, which is
Yeah.
why I went. So it's not like a ringing endorsement, but I imagine it's more entertaining.
Um,
I mean,
but
in all seriousness, if anyone's watching this and they want to get in on these discussions, these arguments, just make a comment. It's fun talking about this stuff. I mean, I just think it's legitimately fun, especially if you've seen a lot of these movies, getting into arguments about them. So if you have anything you want to debate, if someone's like a really big Christine fan and is pissed at both of us, please say something.
yeah. Well, everyone out there gets to learn what our taste in movies is like, and then you also get to see how shitty Jiggy's taste in movies is. So,
And you will continue to see it because it's going to keep coming up.
oh yeah. Were you about to say something?
I was just going to say like, comment, and subscribe, Ross.
Yeah, do all the usual YouTube bullshit.
Notifications, dude. It's really
Yeah.
fun.
Smash that like button.